This conference will now be
Then, sir.
recorded.
సో గాల్ బ్లాడర్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఫస్ట్ ప్యాంక్రియాస్ కూడా ఇంపార్టెంట్. లివర్ కంటే కూడా లివర్లో షార్ట్ క్వశ్చన్స్, బట్ గాల్ బ్లాడర్లో గాల్ స్టోన్స్, అక్యూట్ కొలిసిస్టైటిస్, సిబిడి స్టోన్స్ చాలా కామన్గా అడుగుతారు. అండ్ సమ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టర్మ్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఆ సైన్స్ అవన్నీ కూడా అవి కూడా కొంచెం అడుగుతారు అనమాట. సో క్విక్గా వెళ్ళిపోతాం. బిలియరీ సిస్టమ్ అంటే ఎక్కువగా కొంచెం లివర్లోదే కూడా ఉంటుంది. సో లెటస్ నేను దీని తర్వాత ఇంకా ఐ విల్ కంటిన్యూ గాల్ బ్లాడర్ నెక్స్ట్ మంత్. ఈ ఇంటర్నల్ అసెస్మెంట్ తర్వాత పీజీ ప్రాక్టికల్స్ అన్నీ అయిపోయాక, నా నీట్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ అన్నీ అయిపోయాక లాస్ట్ మంత్ ఆఫ్ నెక్స్ట్ మంత్ సెప్టెంబర్లో మళ్ళీ నా గాల్ బ్లాడర్ సిస్టమ్ ఐ విల్ టేక్ అప్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఫస్ట్ టాపిక్ ఇన్ గాల్ బ్లాడర్ బిలియరీ సిస్టమ్. సో తెలిసిందే కదా, extends from intrahepatic biliary canicula నుంచి సెకండ్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద duodenum where ampulla of the water open into the duodenum అక్కడ వరకు. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ది స్ట్రక్చర్ అది. ఇక్కడ నుంచి అంటే లోపల ఇంట్రా బిలియరీ కెనాలిక్యులా అన్నీ ఉంటాయి కదా, పోర్టల్ ట్రైడ్లో నుంచి హెపటోసైట్స్ మధ్యలో కూడా వెళ్తాయి. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్ biliary system or biliary apparatus. So again it develops as a endodermal bud of foregut, separates into two parts, one hepatic and second one is biliary at the third week of gestation. So hepatic నుంచి liver వస్తుంది, liver develop అవుద్ది, and biliary part నుంచి biliary bud నుంచి biliary tract అంటే కామన్ బైల్ డక్ట్, హెపాటిక్ డక్ట్స్, తర్వాత గాల్ బ్లాడర్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా డెవలప్ అవుతాయి. biliary part from the gall bladder, extrahepatic bile ducts, and bile begins to flow at about 12th week of pregnancy. Point గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. So it is having intrahepatic ducts and extrahepatic ducts, gall bladder and common bile duct. ఈ నాలుగిట్లు కలిపి biliary tract అంటారు. సో ఇంట్రాహెపాటిక్ ఏముంటాయి, బిలియరీ బైల్ కెనాలిక్యులై కదా, హెపటోసైట్స్ మధ్యలో ఉంటాయి. ఫలాంజియోల్స్ అవి కన్ఫ్లెంట్ అయ్యి ఫలాంజియోల్స్, అక్కడ నుంచి బైల్ డక్ట్యూల్స్, తర్వాత రైట్ అండ్ లెఫ్ట్ హెపాటిక్ డక్ట్స్. దిస్ ఇస్ ది కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ ది ఇంట్రాహెపాటిక్ బిలియరీ apparatus of course. సో ది ఇంట్రాహెపాటిక్ అనమాట. బిట్వీన్ ఇది హెపటోసైట్స్ అనమాట. ఈ హెపటోసైట్స్ మధ్యలో ఉంటాయి అనమాట బిలియరీ కెనాలిక్యులై, బిలియరీ కెనాలిక్యులై ఉంటాయి. అండ్ వెరీ హెపటోసైటిక్ స్పేస్, ఈ స్పేస్ ఏమంటారు, హెపటోసైట్స్ సైనోసైడ్స్ మధ్యలో ఉండే స్పేస్ ని
Space of Dissay.
వెరీ గుడ్.
Space of
స్పేస్ ఆఫ్ డిస్సీ, డిస్నీ కాదు డిస్సీ, వెరీ సైనోసైడ్ స్పేస్ ఆఫ్ డిస్సీ. ఓకే గుడ్. సో ఇది మొన్న అదే చెప్తేనే లివర్లో అన్నీ కూడా కొన్ని వస్తుంటాయి. యూ రిమెంబర్ ద నేమ్స్, కోపర్ సెల్స్, స్టెల్లేట్ సెల్స్ అండ్ డెండ్రైటిక్ సెల్స్, హెపటోసైట్స్, స్పేస్ ఆఫ్ డిస్సీ అండ్ ఆల్ దోస్ థింగ్స్ యూ ప్లీజ్ రిమెంబర్. సో రైట్ అండ్ లెఫ్ట్ hepatic duct forms the confluence outside the liver normally at the hilum of the liver. So dissections in this area, it is necessary to push the liver substance up. ఎందుకంటే లివర్ సబ్స్టెన్స్ కంటే ఇట్లా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. సో ది పోర్ట్ హెపాటిస్ విల్ బి సమ్వేర్ హియర్, liver substance, the inferior border will be covering the porta hepatis. So to dissect that area, you have to lift the inferior surface of the liver. And common hepatic duct arises from the confluence. Remember, common hepatic duct. What is common bile duct? So common hepatic duct, where it is joined by the cystic duct, is called the common bile duct. Okay. So common hepatic duct, gallbladder, cystic duct, and common bile duct up to duodenal papilla, sphincter of Ward, where it is opening along with the pancreatic duct. That is all the extrahepatic component of the biliary tract. See, this is the intrahepatic. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇంట్రాహెపాటిక్ ఉంటాయి, బిలియరీ కెనాలిక్యులా, బిలియరీ డక్ట్యూల్స్, బిలియరీ కొలాంజియోల్స్ ఇవన్నీ. So this is all extrahepatic. So this is common hepatic duct joined by cystic duct, common bile duct. Common bile duct joins with the pancreatic duct, main duct of pancreatic duct of Wirsung, and it opens with the ampulla of Vater. This is the sphincter of Oddi at the duodenal papilla. So the anatomy is చాలా important because gallbladder disease are also equally common. It also gives acute cholecystitis and acute cholangitis and all those things. So after appendicectomy, intestinal obstruction and perforation, appendicitis, perforation of the duodenal sac. This is the fourth common acute abdomen. This is cholecystitis. So covered the anatomy, and because the commonly frequently done laparoscopic surgery apart from appendix is the cholecystectomy. So this is also the anatomy variations, very important. So this is what the normal anatomy tells kada. This blue is, this is portal vein, right hepatic this is the hepatic artery. ఇక్కడ నుంచి celiac axis నుంచి వస్తుంది. This is the common hepatic artery. This is called proper hepatic artery. This vertical portion is called proper hepatic artery, which gives rise to right and left hepatic arteries. Okay, so ఇట్లే ఉంటాయి. Portal veins కూడా right and left ఉంటాయి. Bile ducts కూడా right and left hepatic ducts ఉంటాయి. And remember, cystic duct is a branch from the right hepatic artery. Cystic artery is a branch from the right hepatic artery. So gallbladder, ఇవన్నీ మీకు తెలిసిందే. It is related to which segments of the liver? Between right and left surgical lobes. It is
4 and
4 and right lo 5.
5.
Right lo 5. Quadrate is nothing but 4. So కాబట్టి 4 and 5 కి రిలేటెడ్ గా ఉంటుంది. కోర్స్ ఈ రిలేషన్స్ మీకు చదవండి, ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఈ లెంగ్త్ 7 to 10 centimeters అంట, 30 to 50 ml capacity, and when obstructed, so when there is a cystic duct stone, when it is obstructed, it can distend up to 300 ml. So it is divided into fundus, body, neck, and this is the infundibulum. Infundibulum is the dilated portion between the body and the neck in the under surface of the gallbladder. So this is called the infundibulum. Okay. So fundus, body అన్ని చదువుకోండి, సింపులే. Infundibulum between the body and neck, dilated part is Hartmann's pouch. ఈ Hartmann's pouch ఇవన్నీ కూడా పేర్లు అడుగుతూ ఉంటారు, మీకు తెలుసు, అడుగుతుంటారు. So fundus may be palpated. So the fundus of the gallbladder sometimes may be palpated because it is projecting from the inferior surface of the liver at the Cantill's line, that is at the 5th and 4th segments of the liver. Okay, so it may be palpable normally sometimes. Okay, and the surface marking is between the lateral border of the right rectus with the costal margin. ఇక్కడ ఏ రిపోర్ట్ ఉంది? Lateral border of the right rectus with the costal margin. ఇక్కడ ఏది రిప్ కాస్టల్ కార్టేజ్ ఏముంటుంది? 9 7 9. సో ఈ సర్ఫేస్ మార్కింగ్ కూడా అడుగుతారు. దట్ ఈస్ ది పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ది గాల్ బ్లాడర్. ఓకే, ఎట్ ద లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ ఎల్బో అంట. అంటే మనం చెయ్యి ఇట్లా పెట్టుకుంటే, ఇట్లా అబ్డమెన్ మీద చేయి పెట్టామంటే అట్ ద ఎల్బో that is touching the gallbladder point, and it is the most anterior visceral structure in the pelvic peritoneal cavity. So neck of the gallbladder is continuous with the cystic duct, and it is, remember, it is characterized by spiral valve of Heister. ఈ పేర్లు కొందరు ఫ్యాన్సీగా ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి, అండ్ కామన్ ఆర్గన్ కాబట్టి అడుగుతారు. స్పైరల్ వాల్వ్స్ ఆఫ్ Heister. So the cystic duct and neck are protected, are having the spiral walls of Heister. That means the gallbladder will flow in some directions. Okay, And that is the reason, because of these spiral valves, catheterization of the gallbladder into the gallbladder is difficult because of the presence of these valves of Heister. And of course, Hartmann's pouch is in the infundibulum of the gallbladder. This is very important. This is the common sites for the gallstones. See, this is the Hartmann's pouch. This is the gallbladder, just a line diagram. This is the Hartmann's pouch. So it is almost like a projection from the body to the neck. So this is called the infundibulum, and this is the projection. It's called the Hartmann's pouch, and one of the common sites for the gallbladder stones. And the cystic duct, about 3 centimeters, diameter is 1 to 3 millimeters, and the cystic duct also contains the walls of Hester, and it was surrounded by a sphincteric structure called sphincter of Lutkins. Sphincter of Lutkins. Cystic duct చుట్టూ ఉండే అందులో ఉండే walls of Hester అంటారు, and the sphincter surrounding the cystic duct is called the sphincter of Lutkins. So all the sphincters are under the control of hormones and all those things that we will come across. And it joins the common hepatic duct at variable positions, and 80% are supraduodenal. So the cystic duct is having the common hepatic duct, common bile duct is having four portions. So the supraduodenal portion degra, the cystic duct joins the common bile duct to form the common hepatic duct to form the common bile duct, and 20% are retroduodenal. Next slide. See, walls of Hester and చెప్పాం కదా ఇది. Both at the neck, starting from the neck into the cystic duct, there will be walls of Hester. So kabatti cannulation into the gallbladder is difficult because of these walls. Okay, walls of Hester. And the sphincter surrounding the cystic duct is known as sphincter of Lutkins. And the layers of the gallbladder, remember, mucosa, and there is no submucosa. Mucosa and lamina propria. Mucosa and lamina propria. In between there will be muscularis mucosa also. That is also absent. So in gallbladder, remember, muscularis mucosa of the mucosal layer and submucosa are absent. Okay. And muscularis propria is having circular, longitudinal, and oblique fibers. Subserosa contains connective tissue, nerves, and all those things. And serosa covered all over the gallbladder except at the embedded area where it is embedded into the liver fossa. So that area is bare. So between the liver and gallbladder is bare area almost. It is not covered by the peritoneum, but rest of the gallbladder is covered by peritoneum. Remember, submucosa and muscularis mucosa are absent. Muscularis mucosa is a thin layer of muscle in the mucus layer of the columnar epithelium, mucus layer of the gallbladder, and there are crypts of Luschka. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మీకు కొందరు అడుగుతుంటారు. Crypts of Luschka, they are very important because they are the direct communications between the gallbladder and liver bed. Okay, so this is the histology, 4 layers of the not 4, actually 3 layers of the gallbladder. And the small ducts of Luschka, they are crypts, they are ducts, may drain directly from the liver to the gallbladder. If not recognized during cholecystectomy, bile leak with accumulation of bile in the abdomen occurs. That's called bilioma. Even in due course will be knowing. So the walls in the cystic duct is walls of Hester, the sphincter is sphincter of Lutkins, and the mucosa epithelium is having crypts of Luschka, and gallbladder bed From the gallbladder blood, directly bile is drained into the liver by ducts of Luschka. Okay, ఈ పేరు కొంచెం గుర్తుపెట్టు. And of course, epiploic foramen or foramen of Winslow. ఇక్కడ ఏం maneuver చేస్తారు?
Pringles maneuver.
Very good. Pringles maneuver చేస్తారు. ఆ foramen of Winslow on the free edge of the hepatogastric or lesser momentum free edge లో ఉంటుంది. Pringles maneuver, where you can occlude the portal vein and hepatic artery in case of traumas especially. Okay. So this is the epiploic foramen which joins the lesser cavity, lesser sac. This is yellow is lesser sac, and this blue is greater sac of the peritoneal cavity of the abdomen. So they are communicated by the foramen of Winslow, which is in the free edge of the lesser omentum. And surgically it is very important because infections from the peritoneal cavity, that is greater sac, may extend through foramen of Winslow into the lesser sac. Okay, that also can occur. And surgically foramen can be used to palpate the CBD stones, to check the stones for in the CBD. For example, for gallbladder stones, we have removed the gallbladder either by open or cholecystectomy, lap cholecystectomy. But simultaneously, we have to look for those stones in the CBD. Suppose there are stones in the CBD, you have to remove them by choledochotomy or by ERCP, something like that. You have to remove. Otherwise, after cholecystectomy, the patient will develop fever and jaundice because you have left over the stone in the common bile duct. So blood supply is by cystic artery. Cystic artery is a branch from the right hepatic artery. It is present in the Calot's triangle, superiorly inferior surface of the liver, laterally cystic duct, medially common hepatic duct. Contents are cystic artery and lymph node of Lund or Mascagni. This is what lymph node of Lund is the specific lymph node for the gallbladder. Okay, and the other name for that is Mascagni. See, this is the Calot's triangle. See, there is a black triangle in the lower one is the Calot's triangle. So bounded by cystic duct, cystic artery, and common by hepatic duct. Common hepatic duct. This is the Calot's triangle. Whereas in most of the books they give the upper surface is the upper line is inferior surface of the liver. So in some books it is called up to the inferior surface of the liver. The entire thing is called the hepatocystic triangle. So the hepatocystic triangle is bounded by cystic duct and surface of the gallbladder and liver edge and common bile duct. Okay, gallbladder wall and cystic duct. Idantha untundi. Ante gallbladder wall ikkada daaka untundi. Bommalu etla esaru. So common bile duct, cystic duct and gallbladder wall. Okay, this is all hepatocystic triangle. Calot's triangle is a part of hepatocystic triangle. Okay, Calot's triangle is a part of hepatocystic triangle. Evaranna adigithe cheppandi. Okay, like this. So this is the cystic Calot's triangle. This is the hepatocystic triangle. Okay, and these are the relations and all those things. See, the right hepatic artery is the celiac axis. The right hepatic artery is called common hepatic artery, and this is the proper common hepatic artery. It gives so many branches like gastroduodenal, pancreaticoduodenal, and all those things. So it turns upwards. It is called intermediate, a proper hepatic artery. The proper hepatic artery will divide into right and left hepatic arteries, and from the right hepatic artery, the cystic artery comes. Okay, the entire cystic gallbladder is covered by the peritoneum except at the fossa, where it is adherent, where it is lying in the liver bed. So the liver bed is devoid of peritoneum. So the blood supply of the gallbladder from the hepatic artery, from the right hepatic. So the cystic duct. So the cystic duct, the cystic artery will have superficial and deep branches. Just తెలుసుకోండి. The artery will have superficial and deep branches. And the right hepatic artery also gives branches to the common bile duct also. Common bile duct also. So that also you have to keep in your mind. So venous drainage directly into the quadrate lobe. Quadrate lobe ante enta number
4B.
4, 3 and 4. So quadrate lobe is 4. So 4 loki direct ga drain అయిపోద్ది venous drainage. Or may form a pericholedochal plexus, finally enter the hepatic veins. But most of the times the venous drainage is directly into the liver, into the quadrate lobe, or it may form as a pericholedochal plexus. And gallbladder నుంచి ఆ plexus లాగా కూడా ఫామ్ అవ్వచ్చు. And occasionally a vein may be found passing along the cystic artery into the portal vein. So these are some of the small variations, but normally direct drain directly into the quadrate lobe. So the small modifications, variations, anomalies can be there. So very common with the gallbladder and bile ducts, so many congenital anomalies will be present, and that too, it is also a common surgery. Everybody must be thorough with the proper surgical anatomy of the gallbladder and the rest of the biliary apparatus. So lymphatic drain is subserosal and submucosal. Both of them drain into the cystic lymph node of Lund or Mascagni, and efferents from here go to celiac group of lymph nodes. Subserosal lymphatic vessels of the gallbladder also connect with the subcapsule of lymph channels of the liver, responsible for spread of the gallbladder cancer to liver. So from gallbladder, direct spread may be there to the liver. Apart from these lymph nodes, lymphatic channels, because it's very close to the liver bed, liver fossa and liver bed. So there may be direct spread from the gallbladder to the liver, apart from the lymphatic and hematogenic spread. So you see the venous drainage. So most of the gallbladder is drained directly into the quadrate lobe. So directly into the quadrate lobe. Sometimes there may be a vein which may go to the right hepatic and portal vein. See, a direct vein is going to the right hepatic vein, and that means portal vein. So all these modifications are quite possible, and one must be thorough with the anatomy and anomalies and variations of the cystic duct, cystic artery, hepatic duct, hepatic artery, and all those things. Okay, because this is a common operation, and where complications are also very common. Unless you are thorough with the anatomy and anomalies, the complications are also common. So this is the cystic node of Lund, which is situated in what triangle it is? Cystic lymph node or cystic lymph node of Lund. Callout's triangle. So Callout's triangle contains cystic artery and this cystic lymph node of Lund. So lymphatic drainage from the gallbladder, it goes to the cystic lymph node of the Lund. Tarvata, some of the lymphatics may go to the nodes along the hiatus. This is the porta hepatic. This is common bile duct. Common bile duct pakkana kuda untayi nodes ikkada kuda. And finally, all of these things will go to pancreatic or duodenal, and they will have communication. Finally, all of these things will go to the celiac group of lymph nodes. Okay. So this lymph node of Lund is near the porta hepatis, hilum of the liver, kada, cystic duct is ikkada, kada, hilum of the liver. So this is near the common bile duct. So two channels. So finally, all of these will go to the superior and inferior pancreaticoduodenal lymph nodes, and finally, all of these will go to the celiac group of lymph nodes. Of course, in nervous supply, with జాగ్రత్తగా only what is the parasympathetic nervous supply, the gallbladder. స్టమక్ లో కూడా చెప్పారుగా, వేగస్ నర్వ్ చెప్పారా? So
Yes,
the
sir.
parasympathetic anterior vagus నుంచి that hepatic branch వస్తుంది. So that supplies not only liver but also this gallbladder. So this is the sympathetic supply which gives rise to the pain sensations. So the sympathetic, ఇది కొంచెం చదవండి అమ్మా, anatomy book తీసుకోండి. The sympathetic supply is from the T6 to T10. So ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది కదా hypochondrium. This is all the hypochondriac area. T6 to T10, and neck and shoulder, and it is closely related to the diaphragm. So neck and shoulder, diaphragmatic portion, and phrenic nerve C3 to C5. Okay. So the visceral afferents T7 to T9 run with sympathetic afferents. So finally, any case, any pain in this gallbladder is referred to the where the right hypochondrium. Direct irritation of the peritoneum giving rise to rigidity and tenderness in the right hypochondrium. That is lateral to the right rectus muscle. That is gallbladder area. And the pain is referred to the right shoulder. The pain is referred to the right shoulder. You see, right hypochondrium, the same width at the back and to the right shoulder. So this is a direct pain. This is the referred pain. Referred pain is through the diaphragmatic branches. So from the diaphragm, there will be mingling. The diaphragm will have nerve supply, and these nerves also there will be some mingling. So there will be referred pain to the right shoulder. So it is important. The Murphy sign ending కూడా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. అవి ఇన్ డ్యూ కోర్స్ అక్యూట్ కోలిసిస్టైటిస్, గాల్ స్టోన్స్ లో చెప్తాను. ఓకే, ఈ నర్వ్ సప్లై ఒకసారి అనాటమీ బుక్ తీసి ఒకసారి చదవండి. వై షుడ్ దేర్ బి రిజిడిటీ, వై షుడ్ దేర్ బి పెయిన్ ఇన్ ది రైట్ షోల్డర్ tip pain. See, in acute cholecystitis, pain is referred to the skin overlying the acromion. That means the right shoulder. So phrenic nerve arises from the C3, 4, 5 of the spinal cord, similar to supraclavicular nerve. So phrenic nerve ante diaphragm supply chese nerve and the supraclavicular nerve both are having the same C3, 4. So irritation of the diaphragmatic peritoneum supplied by the phrenic nerve accounts for pain referred to the distribution of the supraclavicular nerve. So because they are having the same root value, irritation of the diaphragm because the acute cholecystitis. So acute cholecystitis, the lower part of the diaphragm it may directly irritate. So that pain may be referred, and there will be guarding and rigidity at the hypochondrium, and there will be referred pain to the right shoulder. Of course, common hepatic duct formed by the joining of right and left hepatic ducts, 1 to 4 centimeters length. The length to diameter is important because when there are stones, they will be enlarged. It lies in front of the portal vein and right to the hepatic artery. This is the normal, lies in front of the portal vein, right to the hepatic artery. And the hepatic ducts, again, axaries anomalies are very common. You will just go through. You see, this is the right hepatic duct, left hepatic duct. Which duct is longer? Remember always like this. Left duct, left portal vein, left hepatic artery are always longer than the right one because right it direct వెళ్ళిపోతుంటాయి. Left they have to take the deviation because left lobe ఇక్కడ దాకా ఉంది కదా, they will take the deviation. Okay. So common bile duct found by the cystic duct and CHD is important ఎందుకంటే when there are stones in the common bile duct, giving rise to obstructive jaundice, cholangitis, and all those things. That Charcot striae and all those things. This is very important. The length is around 7 to 11 centimeters, and diameter is 5 to 10 millimeters. So if the CBD is dilated more than 10 millimeters, that is almost 1 centimeter. If it is dilated, that means there is a obstruction somewhere. Common is due to stones, something like that you have to take. And common bile duct, we have already seen there are 4 parts. Supraduodenal part runs in the free edge of the hepatoduodenal ligament. That is the lesser omentum. That is the lesser omentum. Opening in a free edge of the hepatoduodenal or hepatogastric ligament ఉంటుంది కదా, ఆ free edge దే మనము ఆ free edge కిందే we can see the will have the foramen of Wenzel. And second one is the supra నుంచి retroduodenal part, behind the first part of the duodenum. And infraduodenal part, duodenum అంతా పైన వెనక కింద. And intraduodenal part, infraduodenal తర్వాత intraduodenal part. So it lengths ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి. And finally it opens into the papilla of ampulla of Vater, which is ఇది కూడా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి 10 centimeters distal to the pylorus. 10 centimeters distal to the pylorus. And it is present posterior medially at the junction of the upper 2/3 and lower 1/3 of the second part of the duodenum. The second part of the duodenum, what is the length? It is around 15 centimeters అనుకోండి. Is at the junction of the upper 2/3, అంటే 10 centimeters to 5 centimeters మధ్య, on the posterior medial wall of the second part of the duodenum at the junction of upper 2/3 and left lower 1/3. That is the point of duodenal papilla into which this ampulla of Vater will be opening, which is again approximately 10 centimeters from the pylorus. Okay. ఇవన్నీ కూడా కొంచెం సర్జికల్ అనాటమీ, కొంచెం ఈ పాయింట్స్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. supraduodenal, retroduodenal, infraduodenal, and intraduodenal in the wall of the duodenum. So in the wall of the duodenum, it joins with the pancreatic duct and opens into the duodenal papilla, okay, which is in the second part. And that is around the 10 centimeters below the pylorus కదా. అండ్ దానికి ప్రాక్సిమల్ గా ఉంటుంది, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాక్సెసరీ పాపిల్లా. ది యాక్సెసరీ పాపిల్లా అంటారు. అది మళ్ళీ మనము గాల్ బ్లాడర్ డిసీజ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు, సిబిడి స్టోన్స్ అప్పుడు ఇంకా డీటెయిల్ గా చూద్దాం. అండ్ ఎక్స్ట్రా హెపాటిక్ బైల్ డక్ట్స్ ఆర్ లైన్డ్ బై కాలమ్నార్ మ్యూకోజా విత్ హ్యూమరస్ మ్యూకోజల్ గ్లాండ్స్ ఇన్ సిబిడి. And fibrillar tissue containing smooth muscle cells surrounds the mucosa. No muscle layer in CBD. Remember, there is no muscle layer in CBD. It is having only fibroareolar and elastic tissue. That's all. no muscle layer for the CBD. Okay, there will be muscle layer for gallbladder and cystic duct. And blood supply is from the gastroduodenal and right hepatic arteries with major trunks and the medial. So they run parallel. So the bile duct will be like this, common bile duct, common hepatic duct. So the vessels also will be like this. So in the clockwise position, they are at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock positions. Kada? It directly vessels are coming down. A diagram lo meeku chupichanu kada. So they are at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position. That is very important at the dissections where you are doing the dissections of the common bile duct for stones or some other thing. You have to keep in the point that there must be less dissection at the lateral borders. That is at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock of the common bile duct. Okay. So ఇది చదవండి మీకు తెలుసు why it is 3 o'clock 9 o'clock దాని ఇంపార్టెన్స్. Okay. Ampulla of Vater. Ampulla of Vater is joining of union of CBD with the pancreatic duct forms the ampulla. Point of junction of common bile and pancreatic ducts within the duodenal papilla is also variable. చెప్పాను కదా every part of the gallbladder apparatus, including the pancreatic duct, are highly variable. They are not constant in all individuals, but and usual anatomy will be normal in 75 to 80% of patients, and in 20% of the candidates, they will be highly variable, both in the ducts, both in vessels, and all those things, and their course and all those things. And normal papilla permits a diameter of 3 millimeters only. So the normal papilla, duodenal papilla నుంచి మనం క్యాన్యులేట్ చేస్తారు, డైలేటర్స్ పంపిస్తారు. దట్ ERCP అప్పుడు in ERCP sphincterotomy operation that we will come across in the due course. It admits only 3 millimeters of cannulas, dilators. So there are 4 sphincters in the sphincter of Wadi. Short notes adina adugutaru. So this is the common bile duct. It will have its own sphincter. This is the pancreatic duct. It will have its own sphincter. And both these ducts have joined. They are covered by the sphincter of Wadi. This is the sphincter of Wadi. So it is having its own sphincter, common bile duct. Pancreatic duct is having its own sphincter, and where they are joining, that the ampulla of Vater, it is also covered by a sphincter, is known as sphincter of Wadi. So itla untayi, and there will be additional fibers from the, because it is within the duodenal wall, is the duodenum. So some of the fibers from the duodenal wall also will be reinforcing the sphincters of this common bile duct and pancreatic duct and sphincter of Wadi. So this is also very important. And periampullary carcinoma మనం అనుకున్నాం కదా. What is periampullary carcinoma? Any of you know the definition of periampullary carcinoma? మన obstructive jaundice లో చెప్పారు. Periampullary carcinoma can be in 4 places. One is in the duodenal papilla. So the surrounding duodenum లో రావచ్చు, ఆ duodenal papilla or ampulla of Vater లో రావచ్చు, or from the distal most part of the common bile duct, distal most part of the pancreatic duct. ఈ 4 areas లో ఎక్కడ వచ్చినా it is called periampullary carcinoma. So this is the ampulla. Peri, so see surrounding area. So duodenal, close to the duodenal papilla, close to the distal most part of the common bile duct, the distal most part of the pancreatic duct, and the ampulla of Vater. ఈ 4 areas లో ఎక్కడి నుంచైనా రావచ్చు periampullary carcinoma. So these anomalies, so this is the normal anatomy. So these are all the so many anomalies can occur. The examination లో ఒకసారి ఇది అడిగాడు, Phrygian cap. Phrygian cap ఇవన్నీ ఏంటంటే అనామలీ ఒకటి ఉంటుందా, 2 ఉంటుందా, cystic duct, whether it is separate and how many ducts are there, whether it is joining anteriorly, posteriorly, whether it is taking any loop or something like that. So in one examination they have asked Phrygian cap as a short notes for 2 marks question. Ante the Frisian cap of the fundus may be responsible for some of the pathologies and detected in 5% of the cholecystographies. So Frisian cap ante there will be folding of the. So this you can see easily duplication, how much the gallbladder is separated, partial duplication, complete duplication, duplication with two cystic ducts. One cystic duct is going directly into the liver, one cystic duct is joining the common bile duct, and one cystic duct is connecting to the left hepatic duct. So many variations are common. So thorough knowledge and the idea, the suspicion that it can have so many anomalies is also very important. So this is the Frisian cap. So marks అడిగినప్పుడు ఈ బొమ్మ. So it is due to partial folding of the fundus. So fundus normal గా straight గా ఉంటుంది కదా. So partial folding. It will be present in 2 to 6% of the candidates. Appears to be due to defective musculature of the fundus. So ఇక్కడ muscles ఉంటుంది కదా, the gallbladder is covered by muscles. So because the defective musculature, it will be folded. The fundus will be folded on itself, giving rise to Frisian cap. ఆ వెనకటి రోజులు ఇట్లాంటి ఎవరో లాటిన్ వాళ్ళు ఎవరో ఇట్లాంటి క్యాప్లు పెట్టుకుంటారు. దిస్ కాల్డ్ Frisian cap. ఓకే, ఇది ఇచ్చారు. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ది ట్రీట్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ Frisian cap? Just imagine, because of this Frisian cap, this is an abnormality. So there will be some defect to the flow of the bile, and there may be some stagnation in this area, the folded area. So once there is stagnation of the bile in this area, there is chance for gallbladder stones. So what is the treatment? So Frisian cap అనగానే బొమ్మ వేసి the treatment is ఇది. What is this? Cholecystectomy. So porcine gallbladder ఉన్నా, emphysema gallbladder ఉన్నా, emphysema gallbladder ఉన్నా, mucociliary gallbladder ఉన్నా, strawberry gallbladder, anything, any polypoid gallbladder, any disease in the gallbladder, the treatment is cholecystectomy. So Frisian cap ఇప్పుడు 2 మార్కులు సరిపోయింది కదా. Partial folding of the fundus present in 2 to 6% of the cases due to defective musculature. So what are the problems? So infections, gallstone formation. Treatment is cholecystectomy. Finish. 2 okay. And this is the floating gallbladder. So usually the gallbladder is adherent to it is situated in the fossa of the gallbladder and the liver, under surface of the liver. Sometimes there may be separate mesentery. There may be separate mesentery, so where the gallbladder will be floating. So this is so rarely the gallbladder also can have its own mesentery of the gallbladder. Because of that, the gallbladder will be floating. Usually it is a fixed structure. It moves along with the liver only with respiration, but as such it will not move because it is fixed to the under surface of the liver, the gallbladder fossa. Okay. So these are the variations in the cystic duct. ఇవన్నీ మీరు చదవండి. మళ్ళా మనం cystic duct టాపిక్ అప్పుడు we will highlight all these things. See, cystic duct, low insertion, usually join somewhere here. Low insertion, adherence, high insertion. So the common bile duct is very small because the cystic duct, instead of joining here, joined in the very high position. So cystic duct joining the right hepatic duct. So it is having a curved course posterior to the common bile duct. So there is absence of the cystic duct. Directly the neck of the gallbladder, the infundibulum, the directly joining the right hepatic duct. The cystic duct going behind the common bile duct, anterior to the common bile. All these variations you must know, and you have to, while doing the surgeries, you must observe these problems. Okay. So ఇవన్నీ కూడా సేమ్ అవన్నీ, but one important again, the last చూడండి. Hepatic artery may be clamped causing accidental a caterpillar turn or Moynihan's hump. This is also has been given as a short note. A caterpillar turn or Moynihan's hump. The right hepatic artery is sometimes tortuous and cystic artery becomes very short. So the right hepatic artery is usually goes behind the common bile duct. Behind the common bile duct. So sometimes it goes anterior to the common bile duct with a hump and with a bump and a projection laga. That is called Moynihan's hump or caterpillar turn. So in this case, the cystic artery is very much anterior. So unless you observe that, you at the time of operations, you are likely to cut it, and there may be severe bleeding. That is the importance of this caterpillar turn or Moynihan's hump of the right hepatic artery. Right hepatic artery. So the cystic artery variations, see, normally the right hepatic artery, normally it is will be coming from the right hepatic artery, 75 to 80%. In 0.5%, it is coming from the right. See, the right hepatic artery is usually behind the common bile duct, behind the common bile duct or common hepatic duct. Okay, whereas the Moynihan's hump is the right hepatic artery will be anterior to the common bile duct or hepatic duct, and it will have a turn. It will have a bump like this. It will have a bend like this. That is called Moynihan's hump or caterpillar turn. So, with dissection appudu, unless you are aware of that, you will immediately cut that bump, and the right hepatic artery will go, and the patient will have necrosis of the ischemia of the right lobe of the liver. Chances will be there. And these are the some variations. ఈ పర్సెంటేజ్లు కూడా ఉన్నాయి, ఖాళీగా ఉన్నప్పుడు చదవండి ఇవన్నీ. సో arterial supply, see the cystic artery, so this is the normal. The right hepatic artery is behind the common bile duct. So it can be, the cystic artery can come from the, this is called replaced right hepatic artery. That means this is the usually the common hepatic artery will divide into left and right, whereas in this case they are already divided somewhere here. Common hepatic artery, instead of coming here and dividing, it has divided very proximally here. Okay, and it will cystic artery dual supply from the left hepatic artery. So anything can happen. See the anterior to CHD, the cystic artery, and this is the two cystic artery from right hepatic artery. See, right hepatic artery, 1, 2 cystic artery. So any variations, all these things can be possible. And if the right hepatic artery, the right hepatic artery, if it is usually posterior to the common hepatic duct, if it is anterior to that and with a bump is there, and that means a zigzag curved pattern is there, that is called caterpillar turn or Moynihan's hump. So variations in hepatic arteries also can be possible. So left and right normal. See, this is the normal in 65 to 70%. So the right hepatic artery is always behind this bile duct, whereas it can be anterior. So ఇది anterior ఉండి ఇట్లా కొంచెం ప్రొజెక్షన్ లాగా ఉందంటే this is Moynihan's hump. It can be present in 24% of the cases. So all these things you please read. Variation in cystic ducts and types of cystohepatic junction. Cystohepatic junction and a cystic duct. So the left right hepatic duct, left hepatic duct. This is the common hepatic duct. So usually the cystic duct joins the somewhere here. So high insertion, low insertion, curved insertion, anterior curvation, posterior curvation of the cystic duct. So anything can happen. See, absence of the cystic duct itself. Okay, and cystic duct is having separate channel and entering into the duodenal papilla directly. So many things can happen. Hepatic ducts and accessory hepatic ducts. See, apart from the left and right, there is another accessory duct. So apart from left and right hepatic ducts, another hepatic duct is going from the cystic duct. That means from the other duct is coming and joining the cystic duct. So all these possibilities can occur. So anything can occur with the force of the cystic artery, hepatic ducts, common bile duct, common hepatic duct, their confluence and all those things. Okay. And classification of the choledochal cysts is the Tadanis classification, Bismuth classification. ఇవి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ మీకు. ఇది సిబిడి పోలిడోకల్ సిబిడి చెప్పేటప్పుడు చెప్తాను. ఇందులో ఒకటి కామన్ గా అడిగేది టైప్ 5. Type 5 is otherwise known as Caroli's disease. Type 5 is otherwise known as Caroli's disease. Ante the entire gallbladder is entire common hepatic duct, common bile duct, everything is narrowed, and there will be cysts in the entire intrahepatic biliary canaliculi ductules channels unnai kada, they're all cysts. So in the entire liver there will be multiple cysts in stage 5, type 5 of the choledochal cyst, that is called Caroli's disease. The treatment of Caroli's disease is hepatectomy with transplantation. ఇది కూడా చాలా సార్లు అడిగారు, 2 మార్క్స్ కోసం. ఇట్లా పేర్లు ఉన్నాయని ఇప్పుడు అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాషన్ దే ఆర్ అడుగుతున్నారు. Caroli's disease. ఓకే, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఇది మీకు కామన్ బైల్ డక్ట్ చెప్పేటప్పుడు చెప్తాను. Injuries to the common bile duct. This is Bismuth classification, Strasberg classification అన్ని ఉన్నాయి, అప్పుడు చెప్తాను. సో ఫిజియాలజీ తెలుసు కదా, బైల్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది. ఇట్ ఈస్ 500, నార్మల్ సెక్రెషన్ ఇస్ 500 to 1000 ml. ఇవన్నీ మీరు సింపుల్ గా చూడొచ్చు. వాట్ ఆర్ ది హార్మోన్స్? Secretin is hormone which increases the mobility, contraction of the which increases the production of the bile, whereas cholecystokinin which causes the contraction of the gallbladder with sphincter relaxation. So the bile will flow into the intestine, and mainly the HCl, protein and fatty acid in the duodenum is the main cause for stimulation of the bile into the duodenum. Apart from that, is supported by the secretin hormone and the cholecystokinin which helps in the contraction of the gallbladder and relaxation of the sphincter. And the other hormones, VIP, vasoactive intestinal peptide, somatostatin, these two inhibit the gallbladder contraction. So this is the simple composition of the bile. Physiology lo chadavandi. What are the functions of the gallbladder? It store and concentrate the bile, secrete glycoprotein and hydrogen ion and mucus, and contraction stimulated by the CCK and vagus nerve and inhibited by sympathetic stimulation, VIP and somatostatin. ఇందాక అనుకున్నాం కదా, stimulated by cholecystokinin and vagus nerve, parasympathetic, and the contraction is inhibited by sympathetic stimulation coming from the T7 to T11 celiac ganglion ద్వారా వస్తాయి కదా, అది sympathetic stimulation, and VIP, vasoactive intestinal peptide and somatostatin. సో ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఇన్హిబిట్ చేస్తాయి. ఈ రెండు దే ఇంక్రీజ్ ది కంట్రాక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ది గాల్. అండ్ స్ఫింక్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఓడై. సో స్ఫింక్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఓడై ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ హౌ మెనీ పార్ట్స్? 4 parts. So along the common bile duct, along the pancreatic duct, along the ampulla and near the ampulla of Vater, that is near the duodenal papilla. So ఈ 4 parts ని కూడా sphincter, ఇవన్నీ some regulation ఉంటే there will be smooth flow of the bile from the gallbladder. Once the gallbladder is contracted, the bile will flow into the duodenum. So the sphincter of Oddi regulates the bile flow, prevents backflow. Duodenal contents are highly acidic because it is coming from the stomach. So the acidic secretions cannot enter into the, there should not be any backflow into the common bile duct and pancreatic ducts. So in some pathologies like acute pancreatitis and all those things, there will be some backflow and damage to the ducts and pancreas, giving rise to pancreas. That is different. So the function is it regulates bile flow, prevents backflow, and directs bile into the gallbladder. So ఇది కూడా సో లివర్ నుంచి కంటిన్యూగా బైల్ వస్తూ ఉంటుంది కదా, అండ్ స్ఫింక్టర్ ఆఫ్ Oddi will not release always this bile into the duodenum. So the bile will go most of the times, the bile in the common bile duct will go into the gallbladder. Here it will get concentrated, and when food enters the duodenum by cholecystokinin and vagal stimulation, the gallbladder will contract, then only will enter the duodenum through sphincter of Oddi. ఈ ఫిజియాలజీలో కూడా కొంచెం చూడండి మీరు. Of course, bilirubin metabolism ఇది ఎప్పుడు మనకు ఉండేది. Why it is important? Because periampullary carcinoma is near the biliary tract, biliary apparatus, and CBD stones also. They are the two common causes of obstructive jaundice. So ఇది కూడా ఇక్కడ కూడా ఉంటుంది. సో బైల్ మెటబాలిజం, ఎంట్రోహెపాటిక్ సర్క్యులేషన్, ఇవన్నీ కూడా మీరు కొంచెం చూసుకోండి. సో ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్స్ కూడా సేమ్. సో మనం ఎక్కడున్నా కానీ our luck is we can write all the investigations, plain X-ray. So where you can see the gallstones. And remember, most of the gallstones, see only 10 to 20% of the gallstones are radiopaque. So 80 to 90% will not be seen in plain X-rays, whereas renal stones are reverse. Renal stones are 90% are radiopaque. Renal calculi and ureteric calculi 90% are radiopaque, and 10% we cannot see in plain X-ray. And the reverse is in gallbladder. So only 10% we can see the stones like this very happily. See, in the gallbladder there are a lot of stones, and in the stone there will be some free air. It is called Mercedes-Benz sign or Siegel sign. ఇది కూడా అడుగుతారు, Mercedes-Benz sign or Siegel sign. ఆ మెర్సిడీస్ బెంజ్ అంటే తెలుసుగా, ట్రయాంగిల్ షేప్ లో ఉంటుంది కదా, ట్రై రేడియేట్ ఆర్ బై రేడియేట్. సో ఇందులో ఉండే ఎయిర్ ఇట్ విల్ బి లైక్ మెర్సిడీస్ సైన్. ఎయిర్ విల్ బి ఇన్ ద షేప్ ఆఫ్ మెర్సిడీస్ బెంజ్ సైన్ ఉంది కదా, ఆ కార్ల మీద ఉంటుంది, ఆ రకంగా ఉంటుందంట. సో దెన్ ఇట్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ మెర్సిడీస్ బెంజ్ సైన్. సో మెర్సిడీస్ బెంజ్ సైన్ అనగానే మీకు ఎగ్జామినేషన్ లో ఎవరన్నా ఇస్తే రాయండి. ఇట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ air in the trapped air in the gallstones, which is detected, which is triradiate or biradiate, detected in plain X-rays of the abdomen. So Mercedes sign kanapadi. What is the treatment for this? What is this? Gallbladder lo any pathology remove kada, stones ఉన్నాయనుకో, cholecystectomy is the treatment. మెర్సిడీస్ బెంజ్ సైన్ కూడా ఒకసారి ఇచ్చున్నారు. కెరోలిస్ డిసీజ్ ఇవన్నీ ఫ్యాన్సీగా కొందరు అడుగుతుంటారు. దిస్ ఇస్ ద పోర్సిలిన్ గాల్ బ్లాడర్. సో పోర్సిలిన్ గాల్ బ్లాడర్ it can be seen in plain X-ray. See, you can see the calcifications. So the porcine gallbladder, the importance of porcine gallbladder is it is a pre-malignant condition. The chances of this gallbladder turning into gallbladder carcinoma is very high. So that is the importance of porcine gallbladder. So what is the treatment of this porcine gallbladder? Chappandamma. ఏమయ్యా పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ నోరే ఎన్నిసార్లు చెప్పాను అంతే. ఎనీ పెథాలజీ ఇన్ ద గాల్, అది పోర్సిలిన్ కానీ, ఫ్రిజియన్ క్యాబ్ కానీ, మెర్సిడీస్ బెంజ్ ఉండని, స్టోన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఏదున్నా కానీ కోలిసిస్టెక్టమీ అని చెప్పాను కదా, స్ట్రాబెర్రీ, మ్యూకోసీలు ఏదున్నా. అఫ్ కోర్స్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మ్యాలిగ్నెన్సీ, రాడికల్ కోలిసిస్టెక్టమీ, అది మళ్ళీ మనం నెక్స్ట్ మనం చూద్దాం, రైట్. So the emphysematous cholecystitis. So see, there will be air. So this is all empyema. These are all the pus. It is due to anaerobic bacteria. So there will be gas in the wall of the gallbladder. This is called emphysematous cholecystitis. Again, the treatment is cholecystitis. Okay, but the danger is these patients will be highly toxic because of anaerobic infections. So high antibiotics will be given and this cholecystectomy will be done. And second investigation, as usual, ultrasonography. See, ultrasonography. See, ultrasonography. ఇది కూడా అంతే చిన్న థియరీనే చదువుకోండి. ఇది ప్రిలిమినరీ ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్. అల్ట్రాసోనోగ్రఫీలో ఈ ఒక పాయింట్ ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు ఎన్హాన్స్. హౌ డు ఐడెంటిఫై? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీకు ఈ అల్ట్రాసౌండ్ పెట్టి ఇది ఎట్లా కనుక్కుంటారు అని చెప్తే, దిస్ ఈస్ ద గాల్ బ్లాడర్, this is the stone. So this is the gallbladder. There are 3 stones. What is this line? What is this black? మీకు రేడియాలజీ క్లాసులో చెప్పారు కదా, this is called acoustic shadow.
Acoustic shadowing.
So once you see the acoustic shadow, 99.9% it is stone. సో అల్ట్రాసౌండ్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఈ గాల్ బ్లాడర్ అల్ట్రాసౌండ్ చేస్తారు. ఇక్కడంతా లేదు అకౌస్టిక్ షాడో. ఇక్కడ స్టోన్స్ ఉన్న చోట దెర్ ఇస్ అకౌస్టిక్ షాడో. సో వన్స్ దెర్ ఇస్ అకౌస్టిక్ షాడో, సి ఇక్కడ 3 అకౌస్టిక్ షాడోస్. వన్స్ దెర్ ఆర్ అకౌస్టిక్ షాడో, it is a definite evidence that it is a gallstone. ఓకే, అది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. డిసడ్వాంటేజ్ ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ ఓబీస్, అసైటిస్, డిస్టెన్షన్ ఇవన్నీ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇది మీరు మామూలుగా చదవచ్చు. అండ్ ది మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్ ఫర్ గాల్ బ్లాడర్ అండ్ కామన్ బైల్ డక్ట్ ఇస్ ది endoscopic ultrasound. Endoscopic ultrasound is the latest one. It is also very endoscopic ultrasound. So through the ultrasound, so through the endoscope, it will have ultrasound probe also. సో మనం మామూలుగా గ్యాస్ట్రోస్కోప్ వేస్తుంటాం కదా, సీకా క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను, వస్తున్నా. సో మన గ్యాస్ట్రోస్కోప్ అవి పంపిస్తాం కదా, దానికే దే విల్ హ్యావ్ అల్ట్రాసౌండ్ ప్రోబ్. సో దట్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ ఎండోస్కోపిక్ అల్ట్రాసౌండ్. మీకు రేపు అడిగితే అడగచ్చు, బికాజ్ ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది సర్జికల్ డిసీజెస్ అనేది ఇట్ కమ్స్ అండర్ జనరల్ సర్జరీ కదా. వేలేండవులో వీటన్నిటిలో బిగినింగ్ చాప్టర్స్ లోనే ఉంది. సో మీకు పొరపాటున ఎండోస్కోపిక్ అల్ట్రాసౌండ్, ఈఆర్సిపి, ఎంఆర్సిపి, అల్ట్రాసౌండ్, సిటి ఇవన్నీ కూడా అది బేసిక్స్ అడగచ్చు. సి దిస్ ఈస్ ద గ్యాస్ట్రోస్కోప్. ఈ గ్యాస్ట్రోస్కోప్ పంపించిన తర్వాత ఇట్ విల్ హ్యావ్ అల్ట్రాసౌండ్ ఆల్సో, అల్ట్రాసౌండ్ ప్రోబ్ ఆల్సో. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ ది గ్యాస్ట్రిక్ లేయర్స్. These are all the mucosa, submucosa, and muscularis mucosa, and all those gastric layers. So outside this, you can see the common bile duct, because the gastroscope has entered into the duodenum. So you can see the common bile duct also. So this is an internal ultrasound. So this is called endoscopic ultrasound. This is also very important because at the time of operations, the malignancies, for the staging and all those things, the endoscopic ultrasound is very important. Of course, oral ERCP, MRCP, this intraoperative cholecystography and endoscopic ultrasound, everything has come. And previously, oral cholecystography was the only available diagnostic procedure of choice, once considered is the diagnostic procedure of choice for gallstones. Now it is replaced by ultrasonography and other things depending on the requirement. And of course, in some cases also you can do this oral cholecystography also. And for the function, whether the gallbladder is contracting properly or not, you can see the radioisotopic scan. A non-invasive evaluation of the liver, gallbladder, and bile ducts and the duodenum gives both anatomical and functional information. That means whether the ducts are patent and the gallbladder is contracting properly or not, and the bile is entering into the duodenum normally or not. So for that, this HIDA scan, technetium-99 labeled derivatives of dimethyl iminodiazolic acid, HIDA, గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. HIDA scan అంటే radioisotope scan for the evaluation of liver, gallbladder and bile ducts, and you can see whether the gallbladder is contracting normally. The HIDA scan is uptake by the liver is detected within 10 minutes. So HIDA is a radioactive technetium-99 labeled HIDA, labeled dimethyl iminodiazolic acid. That is an abbreviation HIDA. So it is injected intravenously. So immediately it will be taken up by the Kupffer cells of the liver and excreted in the bile. So anta normal ga undanko, the uptake in the liver is detected within 10 minutes. Okay, and the gallbladder and bile ducts and duodenum are visualized within 60 minutes in fasting subjects. So with dye ichinatuvanti within 10 minutes, the dye will be absorbed by the taken up by the liver, and and the liver will secrete that dye into the bile. That bile will enter into the common hepatic duct, gallbladder and common bile duct. So everything will be seen within 60 minutes. Suppose there is any strictures or any stones or any pathologies in the gallbladder, then this time will be delayed. See, this is the normal within 20 minutes after giving that HIDA, that is technetium-99 labeled dimethyl, 5 minutes, iminodiazolic acid. Adi ఇచ్చినప్పుడు you see, you can see within 20 minutes, you can see the liver, intrahepatic ducts, hepatic duct, common hepatic duct, cystic duct, gallbladder. So this is the radioisotope study. So when you are not able to see the gallbladder, it indicates acute cholecystitis. That means the gallbladder is not able to contract properly because of the disease. So filling defects in the gallbladder due to stones and all those things, or CBD with delayed or absent filling, all these things can be identified. And post-operative biliary leaks can be identified and quantified. GB visualization delayed or reduced with contracted gallbladder, that is chronic cholecystitis. So acute cholecystitis lo absent, chronic cholecystitis lo delayed. Okay, and filling defects in the stones, both in gallbladder and CBD also important. So of course it is contraindicated because radioisotope study got pregnancy, and when the serum bilirubin is more than 6 to 12 milligrams. And the other one is the radiomanometry, the bile duct pressure in the common bile duct and all those things will be measured in some dyskinesias, that is the physiological or neurological abnormalities of the common bile duct. So it is not taking its proper contractile activity for propelling the bile into the duodenum. So that means the pressures are not being maintained properly. That can be measured by radiomanometry. And of course CT is the hallmark. CT and that spiral CT, triphasic CT, helical CT, everything is very important, as just like for liver. Okay, gallbladder, liver, annitiki ide CT. Okay, and two important investigations in gallbladder is MRCP and ERCP. MRCP, ERCP ఇవి కూడా 2 The intrahepatic ducts will be enlarged. All these things will be drained into the from the hilum into the hepatic ducts, and common bile duct, common hepatic duct will form. So if there is any obstruction here, so all the intrahepatic biliary radicals and bile ducts will be enlarged. This is a case of choledochal cyst. See, there is a very big cyst of the common bile duct. See, this is the common bile duct which has enlarged in the cyst. అది మన కామన్ బైల్ డక్ట్ లో చూస్తాం. అండ్ ది అదర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్ ఇస్ ది ఈఆర్సిపి. ఇప్పుడు మనం లివర్ అప్పుడు కూడా చెప్పుకున్నాము. ఈఆర్సిపి అంటే మీకు ఆ రోజు చెప్పాను కదా, దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఎండోస్కోపీ ఆర్ గ్యాస్ట్రోడియోడోస్కోపీ, ఈసోఫేగో గ్యాస్ట్రోడియోడోస్కోపీ. అండ్ ది ఒరిజినల్ గ్యాస్ట్రోడియోడోస్కోపీ will have a light source, see light source, and this camera and all those will be at the tip. అంటే we can have view here. ఇట్లా కిందకి చూస్తాం. So from the end of the gastroscope you will see. So this is called side viewing. So from the side of the gastroscope, endoscope, you will be seeing the pathology. Why we require side viewing? Because duodenal papilla లోకి వేయాలి ఇదంతా కదా. See ERCP. If it is end, you cannot see the duodenal papilla. Duodenal papilla ఎక్కడ ఉంది కదా, this is duodenal papilla. And if it is at the end, it is very difficult to cannulate the duodenal papilla. So it is usually for ERCP, side viewing endoscopes will be used, and from the side of the endoscope, the cannulas, the stone removal baskets, and injections, dyes, stents, and all those things will be introduced into the common bile duct and pancreas. Okay, remember it is a side viewing gastroscope, endoscope. Common bile duct. So there is probably stones, polyps, strictures, something will be there. So we have to remove through the ERCP maneuvers. Okay. So this ERCP, when he is picturotomy and sphincterotomy and sphincteroplasty, you can send the basket and you can remove the stones. Whereas with the MRCP, it is only diagnostic, but it gives better delineation, but it cannot be diagnostic. It is only diagnostic. MRCP is only diagnostic. ERCP is both diagnostic and సరేనమ్మా మిగిలిన చదవండి. పీటీసీ కూడా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్, మీకు లివర్లో చెప్పాను. Intraoperative cholangiogram. So at the time of operation, you have to do intraoperative cholangiogram. ఇవన్నీ మనకు కూడా వస్తాయి. Polydocoscopy, that means you can visualize the interior of the common bile duct. థ్యాంక్ యూ అమ్మా, అయిపోయింది దేవుడి దయ వల్ల. సరే, ఇంకా నేను నెక్స్ట్ మంత్ లో తీసుకుంటాను మీ క్లాసు, ఓకేనా? I will continue the rest of the